Caulfield. The carnival commences. And what a way to kick off. 6 group races, 3 Group 1 events. Old rivals, new heroes, with the chance to make racing history.
It's Reduced Choice coming at Testarossa. Testarossa the inside and Reduced Choice. Reduced Choice, mighty performance. Reduced Choice wins it ahead to Testarossa.
Let's join Brian Martin at Caulfield, with Roy Higgins in the mounting yard, Mark Broadford in the winner's circle, Neil Longden and John Vertigan in the studio, as Sport 927 presents Carlton Draft, Caulfield Guineas Day.
Good morning and
this is 103.9 Triple S Racing.
and running through the meeting.
Racing. Well, Zorro's lad on the outside missed it about 2.5, and Scenic Warrior ran into trouble after the start, and he's a clear last. Tuscola in front, taken on now by Zorro's lad, who recovers out deep. Going forward, Slipstream, and over on the inside of those, Damavan from Palace Chief. Languna Grey and pushing up in the middle, Greek Adonis, then De Gaulle Lane. Gifted Ground, a length to Undertone. Further back, Paternal. 2 or 3 further back in the race, then came Gunnell. Scenic Warrior last of all. 800 to go. Zorro's lad near the inside has got over about a half length in front now. Tuscola, Slipstream. No, he hasn't got to the fence, and pushing up as Palace Chief on the inside. So coming down inside the 600-metre mark, Slipstream the middle, Tuscola, Palace Chief, a half Zorro's lad, a length further back than Damavan, then De Gaulle Lane, 2 to Paternal, Languna Grey, Gifted Ground, Gunnell well back, Scenic Warrior third last, Greek Adonis and Undertone. In the straight they race. Tuscola and Slipstream have gone up with Palace Chief the fence. A length and a half, Damavan, De Gaulle Lane and Paternal down the middle. It's coming with a run. De Gaulle Lane tightened up, and Paternal picks them up as he did at Moonee Valley, sprints away and looks home. Opened up from De Gaulle Lane, then Gifted Ground, followed by further back Damavan, but Paternal bolts in, wins 2 lengths of the run home. Second in the race is De Gaulle Lane, a length and a half, Damavan, then further back in the race, Gifted Ground. Scenic Warrior in awful trouble after the start, ran 5th, a good run from Tuscola, Palace Chief, further back Languna Grey, then Gunnell Undertone, dropping out Zorro's Lab with Slipstream, Greek Adonis last of all.
Paternal with a strong run, number 5, 780, 260, 10, De Gaulle Lane, 280, and 9, Damavan, 1310.
Number 5 here, Paternal, ridden by Brett Preble. It came from last and whizzed around them there at Moonee Valley. Similar thing here. And has bolted away here from De Gaulle Lane. Got in a little close to De Gaulle Lane at about the 300-metre mark, but was quickly shooting forward. And the third placing in the race goes to number 9, and that is Damavan, ridden by Stephen King. Well, I don't know what happened to Scenic Warrior at the jump away.
7 7s and 30. Zorro's lad, number 13. Just firmed up a point late into 4-1 would run favourite. The margins on race 1, 1 3/4 by 1 1/4, 111.26, 5:10.9 correct weight.
Brings you up.
Racing. Buster Jones appeared to knuckle or dip just after the jump, didn't lose too much ground. Sandwich Bay, Rancho Spark, rolling forward after the start with Toy Carousel and Babetto going up with French Clock when they settle down. Sorrento is wide and just off midfield, settling Toy Carousel and Babetto. Have it about a half in front of Rancho Spark, keeping the rail, a length French Clock, Sandwich Bay. Buster Jones the inside from Mystic Morse, wide around Accused. Then Ambitious, further back Rustic Miss, 1 Sorrento, 3/4 honourable mention. Well back in the race then came Wajib Star with Vitaman. Another Neptune turning down the side, 900 to go. And it's Babetto on the outside of Rancho Spark. They're together a length in front from French Clock, and Buster Jones worked up on the fence to be running 4th. 1.5 further back, Toy Carousel, a half Mystic Morse, 3/4 the fence, Rustic Miss, 1 Sandwich Bay from Accused Deep, a length Ambitious, 2 to Sorrento, ridden along, a length and a half further back is Vitaman, Wajib Star, honourable mention, drop back with another Neptune before the turn, Babetto, Rancho Spark. Right behind them, Buster Jones trying to get out. French Clock outside it. Then Mystic Morse, Accused off the track. Sorrento a mile off them in the straight. Rancho Spark, Babetto. A length and a half, French Clock. Buster Jones trying to get out, and Rustic missed into the clear. Then Mystic Morse halfway up the running now, and French Clock has got to the front. from Rustic Mist after it, followed by Buster Jones. Rancho Spark the rail. French Clock's kicked away. He's home today, French Clock. Races away now from Rancho Spark. And in the run to the line, he's won easily, French Clock. A length and 3/4, Rancho Spark. I think Rustic Mist third and nose, Babetto. Then further back, Ambitious, followed by Sorrento. Sandwich Bay, Mystic Morse. Further back in the race then came Honourable Mention, followed by Accuse, Another Excuse, Toy Carousel, Wajib Star, and Vitaman to the tail.
7 French Clock, 10.70, 2.70. 4 Rancho Spark, $3 and 13 Rustic Mist, 2.70.
French Clock sitting on the speed, number 7 Nashra Willa has dashed away to win comfortably from Rancho Spark, and Rustic Mist has grabbed third from Babetto. In 1:24.06, 7-4 in a photo, Rustic Mist to get third. Number 7, and that is French Clock, ridden by Nashra Willa. 7, 4 and 13 does get third ahead of number 12. So 7, 4 and 13, 7, 4, 13. Sat on the speed, opened up in the straight, quickly dug in and shot away, and has won easily. A good 2.5 over Rancho Spark. Rustic Mist into third placing. Buster Jones appeared to knuckle a little going away from the gates, got up and got a good position, just needed to run turning for home. He sort of got into the clear back inside French Clock in the straight, but he's only labouring at the time. Sorrento, she drifted back, she was wide, she was back off midfield, she was 3rd to 4th last, pulled out wide on the turn, but she couldn't improve. Just been an average run. Rustic Mist coming home fairly well, but the winner far too good. Number 7 French Clock kicking away from Rancho Spark. Rustic Mist, Babetto, and then Sandwich Bay. Ambitious picking up a little ground after having a good trail up on the fence. 1:24.06 the time, 1:24.06. French Clock.
They're off this time. Marples jumped in front. Accelerator's not far from him, however. And as they settle down, it's Marples about a neck on Accelerator. 2 lengths to Mighty Chimes, followed closely by Trenches and then Missy Flanders, Pure Speed. Donna Rica next to last, and Royal Performance, the tail ender. As they race along past the 800 marker, and Marples going very quickly, just leading from Accelerator, who's drawing through to now nose Marples. In 3rd spot, Mighty Chimes from Pure Speed, Missy Flanders, and then Royal Performance, Trenches, and Donna Rica 3 deep and last. They work their way down the side of the track and little between Marples and Accelerator, and they lead about 4 lengths now on Pure Speed. The inside Missy Flanders passing Pure Speed from Donna Rica. Mighty Chimes has given up the ghost. I think the same can be said for Trenches and Royal Performance. Accelerator shaken up a little by Mitch Newman and got away from Marples as they straighten up. 3 clear on Missy Flanders and then Donna Rica and Pure Speed, but Accelerator letting down. Oh, he's a nice horse, this fella. He's got a spread eagle, his rivals. Accelerator 6 in front of Donna Rica and then Missy Flanders, but Accelerator goes to the post under his own steam to blitz them. Accelerator wins easily from Donna Rica and Missy Flanders from Trenches in company with Pure Speed. Marples weakened out of it. Mighty Chimes a distant second last, and Royal Performance absolute.
Good win. I wonder if they'll put him away for the slipper. Accelerator, number 1, 130 and 110. 6 Donna Rica, 150, and 8 Missy Flanders, 620.
This is the National Racing Service Triple S FM, so an easy win to Accelerator there at Canterbury in race number 1, 1, 6 and 8 after race number 1 on the card today. Triple S National Racing Service, race number 2 there on the program out of Canterbury today. Triple S.
It's local greyhound racing's event of the year 2000 Box 1 Canberra Cup Series, a top interstate contingent including...
Haven't got much cover either, which is bad luck now.
She was quite okay, and she's now about to return to the back of the gates. Now, there's a young man who's shown a bit of form. He's leant over as Miss Cornucova surrendered and has hold of the reins now. It might be a promising career as a strapper or something for that fellow, because he's done a great job. Miss Cornucova has been captured by an ever-alert member of the public down there, who has handed her back to the clerk of the course, and Miss Cornucova is still heading up the straight back towards the mounting enclosure, as she may well be vetted here, as it's a lot closer than heading back to the start anyway. Her fate.
Off and running. They came out in a pretty good line too. Queen has bounced quickly. Miss Thunder stood, and further out Johan's Dream showing speed, and the grey Arabia starting to drive up towards the front with Queen settling down. Arabia and Queen have it from Miss Thunder stood, followed by Johan's Dream. A length further back as Operettas over along the inside. Back behind those then Dennis Lou. Just in front of it is Calming. A length further back then Schillaci. They're followed behind those. Little Miss Marnie run off her legs early from Amen Ruby. Bell Ball well back in the race, followed by Races Bell. 2 to Flying Spice. 6.50 out now. On the outside here Arabia, a neck in front. Back to the fence. Queen second. A length and a half further back Miss Thunder stood third. Fourth Calming. Then Johan's Dream, and further back Operettas, followed by Dennis Lou. Widest Schillaci, followed by Bell Ball. Little Miss Marnie. Amen Ruby, and further back Races Bell. Flying Spice dipping in the ground. On the turn they race. Arabia and Queen together. Arabia Queen 2.5 Calming. Further back Operettas the inside. Then a gap in the race to Miss Thunderstood. It's Arabia on the outside and Queen. They're toughing it out together. They're clear of Calming. The grey filly Arabia's got a head in front. Queen fighting back, and further back Bell Ball with a late run. Arabia in front near the line, and Arabia 3/4 Queen, a half Bell Ball third. A gap Operettas, and then Dennis Lou. Flying Spice came from last in the turn, followed by Calming, then Amen Ruby. A gap Little Miss Marnie. Races Bell, Miss Thunderstood, well back Schillaci. Johan's Dream last of all.
Sub number 2, winner 13, Arabia, 8.30 and 2.70. 1 Queen, 5.70 and 10 Bell Ball, 1.60.
Number 13 and 1:11.48. 1:11.48 the time. Now that's a good win because she went through the gate. She was drawn the inside of Miss Cornucova, and she broke through the gates, took no harm. And she's bounced and run today up on the outside, probably leading about a neck in front of Queen, who had the fence. She got the upper hand. They'd come away to fight it out. Bell Ball was the best of the back markers pulling ground. But Arabia, this grey, just a bit too good from the Perry stable. 13-1-10. 13-1.
They're off. The 5 of them jumped in a pretty good line too, and Paris Lace is trying to hold out the favourite Rippling Mill, and hustling through on the inside Trigold, and right with them Maid of Orleans, and 2 lengths to Pokey Hill. They race past the 850, and Paris Lace the outside ahead on Trigold. A length away third is Rippling Mill, and at her girth on the inside Maid of Orleans, and 2.5 to Pokey Hill. Paris Lace makes the run past the 650, about 3/4 to a half length on Trigold, and the third posse Rippling Mill, who's got Maid of Orleans pocketed, and 3 lengths to Pokey Hill. Still no change. 450 metres to run, with one exception now. The leader given a bit more rein, Paris Lace, and she got a break of more than a length on Trigold. Rippling Mill on the outside. Maid of Orleans waiting to get clear, and Pokey Hill is last. Into the straight now, and Rippling Mill given full rein by Pollard. Race to the lead from on the inside Trigold, and the weakening on the inside next Paris Lace. But here's Pokey Hill looking a decided threat. Pokey Hill runs to Rippling Mill, put pay to her. Maid of Orleans getting into second posse, but Pokey Hill is drawing away, and Pokey Hill for the money. Pokey Hill beat Maid of Orleans and Rippling Mill from Paris Lace and Trigold.
Pokey Hill, number 6, the second outsider on the tote. Kevin Moses, 13.50 and $4.10 from 4. Maid of Orleans, 160, no third for 2. Rippling Mill.
Adelaide late mail in a moment. Here's the call for race 1 at Cheltenham.
Tote favourite 1.
Okay, we've already had a look at that. Those figures. We'll look at that update for you a bit closer to race start time on the Triple S National Racing Service. Stand by for the late mail there.
This is 103.9 Triple S Racing.
Kerry McAuliffe.
Other late mail, Jason Hickson from
Number time.
Triple S, as they move up in Tasmania, we head out to Kel O'Rourke to look at greyhound racing at Narrabundah.
Racing, she pinged away far rein down on the inside with Falvalon bounding away, and so is Mannington, and Natwar is being scrubbed towards the front. Settling down, and Natwar takes it up now from Mannington. Falvalon quickly drove up third, followed by Super Elegant. Far Rain has drifted back on the inside of Mr. Bombastic, and a pointer's wide at the 650-metre mark. The leader, Natwar, 3/4 in front, but can't cross over, and Falvalon's right up on the inside, getting up on terms. It's Natwar just in front of Falvalon the rail. A length further back, Mannington, then Far Rain fourth. Super Elegant deep from Mr. Bombastic. Far-Rain had to lose ground on that turn. Got a little tight and a point last of all. Felvalon railed up on the inside and Natois turning and travelling well. Felvalon booted up on the inside and kicked to the front at the 300 and emerged. 2 lengths Natois, 2 to Mannington. Far-Rain's not in the race and Super Elegant from Mr. Bombastic. Felvalon opens up at the 200-metre mark. Hard on the fence and 4 in front. And home and hose for D. Oliver. Felvalon canters home by 3 lengths. Second is Mannington, 2 away. Third, Super Elegant. Then Natois with Mr. Bombastic, a gap further back a point. And Far-Rain, 5 lengths last of all.
2 Felvalon, 260, 110 from 9. Mannington, 170 and 8 Super Elegant, $3.
Number 2, Felvalon, records 58.07. That's a brilliant gallop on affected ground, 58.07. Always travelling sweetly, had a pacemaker on the outside of it in Natois, railed up on the inside when they turned. And this Queensland galloper under a good hold from Ollie. He let the horse down at the 300-metre mark and he just put 3 on them. Mannington coming off the leader's backs, third turning for home, reduced the margin probably to about 2 to 2.5. And, oh, he's just been too good. And third in is number 8. And that is Super Elegant, 2, 9 and 8, 2, 9, 8 here after the Schillaci. Eased up, cantering home here. Felvalon, what a brilliant galloper he is. And Danny Bagua told me on race day on Friday this was the best he'd had the horse, which is a big call because he'd done everything asked of him, Felvalon. Virtually every preparation. That's his 9th win from 14 starts. Felvalon. Number 2, Dan Bagua trains the horse out of Eagle Farm, ridden by Damien Oliver. Looking over his shoulder, Damien, down at the 250. It was Daylight second at the time. Second, Mannington, finishing off well. Super Elegant third, just ahead of Natois, Mr. Bombastic. And last in is Far-Rain, seemed to jump with them.
Sponsors of Triple S FM.
Race number 3 at Canterbury, One Final Fantasy as they go to the start. 240, 170 in favourite. 2 Maltese Beauty, 430, 290. 3 and 4 out. 5 Jabali, 560, 120. 6 is Al Eeyore, 790 and 450. 7 Executive Room, 580, 410. 8 out and 9 Riverdale, 19 and 7. We'll be heading to Sydney soon for the call of race 3 at Canterbury. The selections from Ian, 215, 2 Maltese Beauty, the late male. This is Triple S, the good sports in the national capital, part of the Sport 927 Racing Network.
To me it seems quite clear that it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
It's the carnival of history with the record breakers and history makers. And you'll hear it all on the station with the history of presenting Australia's finest carnival coverage, Sport 927. In 1999, 98, 97, 96, 95.
Again, Paris Lane on the outside goes up to It's All in front of El Cove. Damien Oliver's driven the favourite to the front, Paris Lane. It's all over, I'd say. He's dashed away from El Cove and Tenor getting to third. But it's Paris Lane's Caulfield Cup. Count Shivers on the outside has got to the front with 100 to go. Doremus late on the inside. With it is Boart. Doremus after Count Shivers and Boart. Doremus getting over the top of them. Doremus wins the Caulfield Cup a half length.
Bit of history repeating.
Sport 927. First, with the history-making news.
In tragic news this morning at the Warwick Farm Racecourse, the Boom filly from the Hawke stable, Unworldly, has been put down.
Talking with the stars who have made their mark in history.
Mike Moroney, congratulations. He's really come to the fore, this horse.
Yeah, been very so maturing, I think mind and everything, but he's starting to really put it together now.
And we're there as history is being made.
Set, racing. Magnificent start, 2 to the Fosters Melbourne Cup and on the inside.
In 2000, we're writing a new chapter in Spring Carnival history. Sport 927.
Triple S. They're off.
Racing Sydney.
Half leapt in the air when the stalls opened and dropped back towards the tail of the field. And Maltese Beauty is the leader, but hello, here's Riverdale having a shot at Maltese Beauty. So plenty of pace on early. Third is Jabali from Executive Room and Ari or wider out. And Final Fantasy is last. Coming down towards the judges' box with a round to go. And de Montfort well up in the irons on Maltese Beauty. The horse leads more than a length on Riverdale. Jabali third, Ari or is fourth, a length Executive Room, a horse off the fence, and about a length and 3/4 gap to the heavily backed favourite Final Fantasy. Maltese Beauty not leading by a big space, and as they work their way to the 1300, Maltese Beauty a length and 3/4 on Arior. Third posse taken by Jabali. A half length the outside Riverdale, and then comes Executive Room, and 2 lengths further off is Final Fantasy. Maltese Beauty, he's keen to run. He opens up about 2.5 to 3 lengths on Arior as they enter the back and go to the 1000. Jabali third on the inside of Riverdale, a couple of lengths further off Executive Room, and 2.5 to Final Fantasy. Well, it is being run to suit Final Fantasy, and they've travelled more than half the journey racing to the 850, and Maltese Beauty, he's 6 lengths in front now from Arior. 3/4 to a length Jabali. Riverdale hard ridden, about 2.5 Executive Room, and a length and a half to Final Fantasy. Mark de Montfort on Maltese Beauty has the Ballina gelding at the 600, 6 lengths clear of Arior. 1.5 then Jabali under the Persuader. 2.5 then to Final Fantasy, moving away from Riverdale, and 2.5 Executive Room. Maltese Beauty at this his 86th start comes to the corner at the 350. He's taking shorter steps now. He's about 3 lengths clear of Arior, followed by Jabali, and 3 lengths to Final Fantasy. Maltese Beauty straightens up. Can he keep going? Maltese Beauty, Mark de Montfort, hands and heels. A length and a half on Arior, followed by Jabali. Forget Final Fantasy, but Maltese Beauty, he's holding them at bay all the way. Go Maltese Beauty. There's a nice racehorse. Oh, he's an exciting horse. They love the crowd, don't they? A horse that gets out in front and does it all the way. And Maltese Beauty, just that this afternoon to beat Arior. Jabali, Final Fantasy, followed by Riverdale, and Executive Room was last.
It was Ian's selection getting home. Number 2, Maltese Beauty, $5 and $2.20. 6 Arior, $3.20. No third for 5, Jabali.
Riding change in the second at Cheltenham. Number 2, Scenic Garden. The rider is now P. Gat. It's 2:03.
Hi. And this is the National Racing Service, 103.9 Triple S FM. We'll take a break and back with more.
Want to join in a day of great racing? The Caradel Hire and Ranger Guild Race and Field Day Expo will be held on Sunday the 15th of October at the Goulburn Racecourse. It's a day for the whole family.
They're off and running in the Herbert Power, and one of the best away towards the middle is Prince of Luca. Majestic Avenue out fast, and so's El Cabello heading up towards the lead. Prince Benbarree's back over on the fence. El Cabello had it from Majestic Avenue. Oxford Dollar is handy out wider on the track. So's Danaziva heading up towards the front out wide, right behind them, but a little wide is Evil Empire down at the winning post. On the first round, El Cabello, Danaziva, 2 lengths, Evil Empire, and Oxford Dollar fourth. They're followed by Majestic Avenue. Further back then Prince of Luca. Prince Benbarra inside. Then further back in the race Rabor. 3 wide Magic winner. Further back in the race the Hind on the inside of Bulkhead. 3 lengths further back Bohema, Skybow and Yippee-Yo-Yo last of all. At the 1800 metre mark they race, and El Cabello out in front by 2.5 to Danaziva. 2 further back Evil Empire. A length and a half further back Majestic Avenue running fourth. 5th the outside Oxford Dollar, 1.5 Prince Benbarra. Rabor on the outside of it. They're followed further back in the race by the Hind over on the inside. Prince of Lucas 3 deep back behind the Magic Winner, 3 out, followed by Bulkhead the middle. 2 lengths further back Bohemoth, Skybow outside it, and 2 to Yippee-Yo-Yo last of all at the 1300 metre mark. Up the back they race. El Cabello unchallenged out in front by 2.5 lengths. Danaziva second, a length and a half Majestic Avenue. Evil Empire on the outside fourth, 2 lengths further back Oxford Dollar fifth. A length and a half further back in the race in Prince Benbarra. Prince of Luca 3 deep in the middle is Rebor, a length into Magic Winner. Further back in the race Bulkhead, the inside the Hind. They're rolling along in front about 4 lengths further back Bohemoth hard ridden, followed by Skybow, and Yippee-Yo-Yo is about 15 lengths off them. Last of all, El Cabello at the 800 metre mark has been backed at odds by 2 lengths Majestic Avenue. A length and a half Danaziva on the outside of Evil Empire. Prince of Luca from Oxford Dollar going back to the fence, but about 6 lengths off them. Then further back in the race, Danaziva dropping out. Check was further back, Prince Benbarra pulled to the outside, Bulkhead, and a gap in the race, the Hind, followed by Rabor and Yippee-Yo-Yo, but El Cabello at the 550. 3 in front of Majestic Avenue, 2 lengths further back, Prince of Luca. Oxford Dollar fourth, the fence under pressure. Then further back, Bulkhead when they turn for home. Majestic Avenue going up now to El Cabello, and he takes the lead of the 300. Majestic Avenue from El Cabello, 2 lengths to Bulkhead coming home well, then Prince of Luca. Oxford Dollar struggling further back the Hind. Majestic Avenue at the 200 metre mark, 2 lengths to Bulkhead, who's trying hard, then Prince of Luca to third. Majestic Avenue is holding Bulkhead, Prince of Luca the Hind, and Bohemoth from a mile back flashing home, but Majestic Avenue a length and a half on the line. Second home in behind the race. Bulkhead and Nectar Bohemoth, a great run. So is Yippee Yo-Yo out wide of fourth. They come from a mile back, further back behind Prince Aluka. A long gap to Oxford Dollar. Bye-bye Caulfield Cup for him. Further back then in the race, El Cabello, who stopped from Magic Winner, Sky Bow. Then Evil Empire, the Godolphin Galloper, followed by Prince Benbarra, Rebor, and last of all is Danaziva.
9 Majestic Avenue, 16.40 and 4.60. 13 Bulkhead, $4 and 4 Bohemoth, 4.30. Eagle Farm, 1 City Fair, 9.93.40. 2 Scenic Flight, $2.20 and $2. 3 Ackerbur's Promise, 10.80, 5.10. 4 Outbreak, 25 and 11. 5 Sahara Covet, 7.84.80. 6 Malieri, 14.60, 6.50. 7 Pioneer, 3.40, 110. Back to Brian.
Number 9, the winner, Majestic Avenue, Glenn Boss. Got up to El Cabello when they turned, was doing all the chasing most of the race. Got to the lead. Bulkhead tried to pick him up. And one of the back markers here, the last time I saw him at about the 700, he was having his ears scrubbed off at the time, Bohemoth. He was back, way back out of it. Back second to last with Sky Bow, and he's turned in a great run to run third, and right behind him was, in fact, he's come from behind Yippee Yo-Yo from the home turn. Yippee Yo-Yo officially fourth. Fifth in number 2, the Hind. Well, I don't know what it tells us for the Caulfield Cup with Majestic Avenue, who's now with Tony Noonan. He ran a fair race at Moonee Valley last start when he ran fifth in the race won by Prince Benbarra. And he's turned it around today. Number 9, Majestic Avenue, Glenn Boss. Oxford Dollar raced handily in the first 4 or 5, probably got back to 6th at 1 point, but he was being hard ridden a long way from home, Oxford Dollar. It never came into it from about the 600-metre mark. But Majestic Avenue, who won a Bendigo Cup, I think it was. He won the Cup certainly at Warrnambool this year. When trained by Russ Cameron, now with Tony Noonan. He's by Cynic from Briggs Queen, raced by R&P McDonald, G Hutchins, B Badger, R Woods, J Sakala, R Reed and A Carlisle. He's had 40 starts for 5 wins now with Tony Noonan. Number 9, Majestic Avenue, Glenn Boss, taking out the Herbert Power from 13 Bulkhead, who tried hard. Brett Preble, good battling run. And certainly another eye catcher here from number 4, Bohemoth, who has never run a place here at Caulfield in 5 tries before today. He's on target for the Melbourne Cup. He doesn't like affected ground, so he really is absolutely flying, Bohemoth, the way he's been racing of late. Okay, we go to race number 6. We'll go to Mark shortly. This is the big one, the Carlton Draft Caulfield Guineas. Take out 10, 17 and 18. Neville Wilson takes a ride on 14, Make Me a Miracle. In the Yalumba to follow that one, number 5, All the Way is Out. B Payne on number 11, Camarina. And Tony Noonan to be pretty happy about the win here of Majestic Avenue, Mark.
Thanks a lot, Brian. Yes, Tony's very happy. He's actually lost his voice like I did last week. Tony, congratulations. A lot of rain before the race. What was going through your mind, mate?
Oh, not much. A lot of people wouldn't be surprised by that either, Mark. But there wasn't much. The boys were a little bit worried. They're an enthusiastic bunch of owners, and we've only had the horse a short time, this preparation. And I said to them, look, they were worried, but I said, we can't control that. But I said, we'll work on the jockey a bit and see if he can control the situation. So I was terribly, terribly pleased with the victory.
Tell us a little bit about the horse. Early days, he's had a few problems when he was with Steve Richards, and then, of course, he went across to, I think it was Russell Cameron. He won a Warrnambool Cup. What have been the problems?
Oh, I think he's had a multitude of problems. I think, you know, we've probably got the horse at the right time. He's probably starting the season a bit more, and I think, you know, no doubt we've done a lot of beach work with the horse and just got him into the water and worked him hard in the water. And, you know, this was only his 3rd run, and that was a little bit of concern. You know, we went to the 15, to the 2000, to the 24, and we had a limited time to get it all done, but I was really pleased with the horse as his last start. You know, everyone was spruiking Oxford Dollar, and I thought his run was just as good. And he only finished just behind Oxford Dollar in the Adelaide Cup. So, you know, he'd improved greatly during the week, and I knew we were going to ride him a bit more.